Y'all know I'm back for this Married Medicine Live. Okay, this is a live video, so go ahead and get into the waiting room music. Be back in a second. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is my review for Married Medicine, Season 8, Episode 5. Okay, do not forget to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and all that goodness and stuff. Okay, do not forget to like this video. Thank you very much. Okay, you can also remember to relax, relate, release, center yourself and everyone around you. Also, remember to inhale, okay, and exhale because it helps you to prevent from punching people in the face and stuff. Okay. But yeah, do not forget to also follow me on IG and Twitter at J underscore what is it? J underscore Lees underscore corner is right there. It's also in the description box of every single video. Oh, okay. As I announced in my Housewives of Atlanta video, I'm doing it because I don't want any questions later on down the line. Yes, I have the panel. I was still the Monday night panel on Scotty Channel. I am still 100% on board and doing the ladies first panel. That is not going anywhere. I'll be there, absolutely, but I'm no longer on that panel. I left because I have to focus on my own channel on Mondays because, again, I got work to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But I wanted to be sure to just clear it on up in case anyone wondered why she laughed. They laugh because I'm doing me. Like I used to do before I got on the panel. I used to do stuff on Mondays, but I just stopped. But I'm back now. So thank y'all for supporting me and my channel. Thank you very much. Okay. This episode, it wasn't a lot. Okay. Married to Medicine, episode 5. This season. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or what it is, but it's not as good as it was last season. It's not giving me enough to be like, oh my God, I can't wait. I'm like, give me more. I do hope this season more will happen later on. But I'm like, right now, I'm bored. Okay, I'm bored. So we do see Eugene is off work. So they're having like a little get together at the house. He wants to, have Toya relax with her friends because she's been a total bitch recently. So they doing some little barbecue and whatever, hanging out by the pool. Now Toya invited over who was okay. She invited over Simone, Anila, Nyla, Lisa Nicole, and also White Lady Carrie. Now this is Lisa Nicole and also White Lady Carrie, who were both. Well, Carrie was on season 1. She did one season and that was it. They was at Carrie's house when Toya and Mariah got in that fight at the pool. And that's where I was at. And we know Lisa Nicole did a couple other seasons, but she left. Was it 2 seasons? 2 seasons ago. But again, they around the pool, hanging out a little bit here, hanging out, and it's fine. But they hanging out this pool. I'm like, okay, so this is where Toya spent that $100,000. Okay, I do feel like, okay, it wasn't just for the pool itself. It was for everything around the pool too. This dude looked like a $100,000 backyard pool area. Okay, with the furniture, the little bungalow thing or gazebo thing and whatnot, like the pool, the jacuzzi. Again, that's what it was. We're like, okay, we know where the money went and how it was spent. Anyway, so it was boring to me. Okay, I was like, what is we doing? Why is we here? I was bored. Them Toya bringing up how she had fantasized or dreamed about her and Simone in a threesome with some random dude. Looking like we don't care about that at all. I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, what is we doing? I'm like, and she was, I'm like, I don't care about your dream about Simone fucking some damn body, okay? Now I thought this is calling Toya got to at the spa. You were on Eugene, not me. That's true. And I feel as if that could be why Heavenly is saying that Toya is recycling friends because, again, she's bringing people back who she had issues before. But I'm going to leave that be. It's a very stale season right now. But I do think, maybe episodes 7 through 10 will be great. I give shows the first 6 episodes to ease us back into what's going on. So we shall see. But yeah, this episode wasn't much. So I'm going to leave that there. But I was like, it took them too much time discussing the dream of Simone, the Toya, and the strange ass. I'm like, I don't care. We see Eugene cooking clams. Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, okay. I'm like, girl, bye. Then Simone wig fall off in the pool. I'm looking like, who gets in the pool with a wig on that is not secured? But I guess she felt as if her hair wouldn't get wet. And her braids wasn't fresh, girl, bye. I'm not going to get time for that. But again, Toya feel as if I'm having a great time with these ladies. I'm like, but I would not pay to see y'all on a regular basis. Like, it was a boring ass conversation. I was over it or whatever. Now, we do see 2 conversations between Scott and the guys, but also Contessa and the niece. So Scott is with Cecil and Damon. Was it Cecil? I think it was Cecil, Damon, and Eugene. I know for a fact Eugene was there because he put the TV up. Because he's handy. Okay, I know Damon was there for a fact because Damon is who he sat and talked to. But I think Cecil was there too, but I can't quite remember. So we kind of see how they're saying to him, or he's saying to the guys how him and Contessa is having this practice together. And we then see each couple in the confessional say how they would not want to work with their spouses, in that capacity. I'm like, but y'all work on the show together. But again, that's not that's fine. But again, I agree. You do not want to work with your spouse when y'all already have issues. Sometimes if y'all are good, it's fine because again, it's fine. And I also like Scott bringing up how they will both be part-time, meaning when she here, I won't be here. We're gonna kind of be passing ships in the night, and that's the plan for what we want to do. So he brings up how Contessa, was just come back from school. So they're trying to get their groove back into, flowing together. And sometimes things don't flow right. Because again, she's been gone for school for a minute. So again, they got to get back to being together in one house. He brings up how they both have short fuses with each other because she's still upset that he stopped going to counseling. Contessa, to me, will always find a reason to be upset with Scott. That's just my opinion on whatnot, but I feel that or whatever. I feel as if it's more than him not wanting to do counseling. I feel as if Contessa isn't happy. And her not being happy has more to do with herself than it has to do with Scott. And I think once she see that, she may be happier in life. It's the reason that Contessa keeps trying to do all these different things. And she sees nothing wrong with how much she wants to do. That's like, I want to do this, and then that, and then this, and then that. And then she has issue that Scott won't accept it, mainly because she feels as if, oh, he does not support me. I feel as if everything she's wanted to do, she's done. However, she looked at it as him not supporting her. I look at this, he like, let's see how this works for the family. You picked up and left the state to go to school like it was cool. And so I had an issue with that. You at one point picked up and chose to stop working. I had to accept you. She has always said what she wanted to do and ended up doing it. So she complains as if he's ever stopped her from doing it. It's like, no, he lets you do. Don't let is right. What's the wrong word? But but you do it anyway, regardless of whatever. So I'm looking like, not many husbands would even put up with that, with their wife consistently making changes and kind of disregarding that they feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the issue I have with Contessa is she doesn't like the fact that Scott feels a way about her snap decision on what she wants to do differently. She doesn't want him to feel a way about it. She feels as if he should just accept it. That ain't real life. You know what I'm saying? Not when you are married before three or four kids. You usually have to have some kind of conversation. She's trying to fill a void of some sort, but it's like, what more do you want? And I don't know. And that's the honest to God truth. She keeps looking to do. She said first, she said, I want to be a doctor. I'm a doctor, work all the time, and then that wasn't good enough for her. And you know what? I need to quit being a doctor and be a full-time stay-at-home mom. She then did that, and Scott said, then I wish we could have talked about this before we bought this house, because again, it was based on our income. But again, she then quit working. I was full-time mom, didn't like that, and went back to working part-time. Girl, and it was then after that, she wants to be a different kind of doctor. She wants to go to school for that and left for 2 years. Again, she kept doing this and that and that and this. And my issue has always been she was upset that Scott felt some kind of way about her wanting to keep changing what she wanted to do. I would not want a husband who every 6 or so months wants to do something different. That change is the dynamic of our family and our children. You know what I'm saying? I would have an issue with that, period. And I've seen people say in comment section, if it was a man who wanted to do that, I would feel the same way. Scott should not be out here changing what he wants to do every 6 to 9 months. That ain't smart. Scott changing shit before they had kids, it was just the two of them, to me was different, okay? Because again, had Contessa made any of these decisions before they had kids, I would not have seen an issue, because it's just y'all two. Now you have a whole family, whole house, whole life that changes when you want to do something different. But let me stop harping on that. Okay, I kind of got all off filter. Anyway, when he brings up how Contessa does not like the fact that he stopped going to counseling, Damon then brought up how he and Heavenly tried counseling or whatever. It didn't work, but he said the doctor he felt as if would continually kind of support Heavenly's notions and not really his. So he kind of felt like one sided or whatever. And then the confessional, Heavenly brings up how Damon's a bad patient, because Damon's a doctor as well, because he took maybe psych class in college. He felt as if he knew more than a doctor. Damon then said, well, no, I just felt as if that doctor wasn't right. I see splits and holes and cracks in Damon and Heavenly's marriage that Heavenly loves to make it seem as if it's perfect and they have no issues, even though she's also said they're not perfect. She still puts on the front as if they are. And I do feel like next season we're going to probably get some cracks with Damon and Heavenly based on the little things I saw just in that confessional. Meaning they have issues that they are trying their damnedest to not let it make it to air. It's going to make it to air. But it's like bullshit. What? Let's talk about the tea. Tell it. Contessa keeps keep trying to be all these different doctors because she can't pass her board certificates. I thought she was a doctor. I don't know. She's the only doctor on the show who's not. Oh, she's not a board certified. I did not know that Contessa was not a board certified doctor. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Contessa wants to do what she wants to do without consorting. Yes, when you're married, you need to consult with each other to make the best decision for the family, and that's true. She wants to do what she wants to do, and she feels as if he should just accept it and support her. Whereas Scott feels as if I don't really want you to do this. Let's talk. And I was like, But yeah, I did not know that Contessa was not a board certified doctor. Anyway, Scott does bring up how he feels as if he's married to a woman. That Contessa does all these things like Superwoman or whatever, and she just does it all. And I think he meant that in a good way and a bad way, meaning she just keeps wanting to pile more stuff on to what she do, like she's invincible. And that's why I married you or whatever. And then Damon does say, like, you can't limit your partner because they'll resent you. You have to let them be. Like, Heavenly lets me be a little bit and whatnot, but you can't limit her. And I don't think Scott wants to limit Contessa. He wants her to figure out what she wants and not keep doing different shit every season. Every season she's been on the show, it's been something different she's focused on. Period. At the house, the ladies are talking whatever, and Contessa, not the ladies, but Contessa talking to their niece at the house, who helps with the kids and whatnot. And she brings up how, things are so busy right now with the clinic, the kids, them both working or whatever. All these things are just busy. But she feels as if Scott's wants her to just focus on being a mom. And just be mom and that's it. I don't see that from Scott. I don't think he doesn't want her to work. I just also feel as if he wants her to be an active mom too. So I don't know. I don't know about that or whatever. But again, that's on her. But she also brings up how he doesn't realize she has all these things to do in life, and that she can come home and like kind of just and unload her day on her husband, because again he feels like she should not be doing all this stuff to begin with. And I feel as if it's because you are doing things without thinking about how he feels about you doing it, and y'all need to have more communication about what your end goal is. And there seems to be no end goal. And when you bring up something new, and if he questions it, that becomes a fight. But that's just me. Scott and Contessa need to establish stability for their marriage. This is true, but I also feel as if it don't work, y'all can divorce. You know what I'm saying? You can't want to force it just because you have kids. And the fact that the niece asked, like, maybe y'all have this wall built up between y'all. You know what I'm saying? That can be why you feel as if you can't come home and unload on him. And Contessa brings up how her and Scott have been going through the same pattern of foolishness for 10 years. And while she know it's not a good thing, she gets it's not a good thing. But, it's just what it is or whatever. And she admits the nieces, we're also not the nicest to each other. It's like, we know. We've seen it all up and through and whatnot. Okay, thank you different times for the super sticker. Thank you very much. She's going to think I'm a stalker. No, I don't think you're a stalker. It's okay. Thank you. But again, Contessa also talks about her and Scott as if she has no parts played in the bullshits that they go through. And I'm like, you both play an active role. Because again, it's not just Scott, it's not just Contessa, it's them both in one way or the other. But I do feel as if Scott sometimes talks in a way where he knows they need to be better. He just don't know how to get there. Whereas Contessa talks in a way of, well, Scott don't do this, Scott won't do that, Scott, and never me, what I've done, or how I could have possibly handled things better. And that kind of, is what it was. Now we see Heavenly and Jackie have lunch. I was bored to know. We know that Heavenly is newly good friends with Jackie, and Jackie used to always have lunch with Simone. Those was classic scenes of Simone and Jackie, both black women, both black doctors, and they scrubs having lunch on. I love those scenes. Not that I don't love it with Heavenly, but I feel as if don't try to recreate what you and Simone have done, in my opinion. But, Heavenly brings up how her and Simone have kind of passed things up. they're in a better place now. She wants, Jackie and Simone to get that too. She brings up how much they were just great friends. And when she went on a trip back to her hometown, how hard it was for her and how much both Jackie and Simone helped her get through going back to her childhood home, dealing with her father's death and all of those things that happened to her. And they were the helping hand, the helping spirit to her. She wants them to get back to school. And she then, say, you need to call Simone. What I can appreciate is that she said the same thing to Simone. She told Simone to call Jackie, and Simone wouldn't. But when she told her Jackie, Jackie did. Now, I don't know if that was the plain thing, but I'm going to let it be. But Jackie called Simone, and she also, hey, Simone, I'm calling to set up a time to have some friend talk, get a hang out or whatever, and bond with you. Now, Simone seemed shocked that she called for one, and then she laughed about the whole, let's, hang out as friends. Oh, you laugh like we're not friends. I just feel like I don't want you to expect a certain outcome that I can give you in this meeting. And I love that Jackie accepted that and said, okay, we can take baby steps. And the reason I love that is because even though I think Simone and Jackie will work it out, I think they can work it out. I also feel as if they do need time to express what each of them feel is wrong. But I love that Simone said, you may think that we can get back to things easier than I do. And so I don't want you to feel as if this meetup can be the fix it, because I may not be there. I love that. And I love Jackie's response of, I can accept that. So let's take baby steps. Because she could have got offended. It's, fuck it. I'm happy she didn't. And to me, that was an opening for we can get there, but we have to see what happens when we sit up and talk. Boom, pow, pow. So Anita and Nyla and her husband, Karen, walk through their house. And he does not like that she complains every step of the way. He told her that she had transformed into her mother, and she had like everything. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And he like, what the fuck? Why did that happen? Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he like, look, you need to get how anxious and nervous it makes me building this home, considering I wasn't working in a pandemic. He's a plastic surgeon. He is not an ER doctor. People were not able to have plastic surgery during that time. So his business probably took a hit. So I think, for him, he like, we can't be spending all this money when, it's still a pandemic. And you want to add these things and not like this or that. I feel as if even though he seems high-strung, what he was saying to her made complete sense. You can't want to do too much because we don't know how things are going to happen later. You want to keep adding more and more and more as if it's unlimited money, just all around here and there, whatever. And I feel as if I like him on the show, even though he's high strung, but I appreciated his realness to be like, look, we need to be sure that we're not gonna go bankrupt. Okay. And her thing of like wanting to spend more and more and more. And her, when she brought up how, I'm as a little girl, you think of building your first home, whatever. And I'm saying this the first house we built, so I want it to be great. If you can't afford this shit on your blogger salary of Anila Nyla, don't make it seem as if he is wrong for wanting to be sure that y'all can afford this house. Because he paying for it. If your blogs drop off and his documents drop off and y'all homeless because y'all lost this house, because y'all spent too much money, that's gonna bring you. Do not try to be a Toya. Okay, she seems like a Toya. I want to spend all this money on this stuff to make it look great, but we don't see you working. Okay, don't like it or whatever. And he told her how like your dream house is becoming a nightmare because you keep wanting to add more and more and more and more. And it was bullshit. Look, Toya and Eugene built their house, got some old debt from it or whatever. Not saying you can't be paying off the debt of your house you bought. Cool. But if you don't have to spend an extra $100,000, for this or that as it's being built, then don't do that. But I also get when you're building a house, you do want it to be how you want it to be. But don't change what you wanted because now it's an open floor plan. Okay, so now I can get diamond floors, okay, and gold walls and open closet. You have all these, oh my God, I can have it all. Can you afford it? Can you afford it? And there's a budget to stick to it. Yes, currently he sings simply, simple. He sings sensible and realistic. He really, really, really did. Toya is their mom whose kids are in school during the day, and her man is in the ER physician who's working his butt off and cooks for the kids. Yeah, Toya is a lot. But it's the weird thing of how Toya and Nila seem to both feel as if they are entitled to just spend, or whatever, and her husband is supposed to like go along with it. And I'm like, no. Yes, build your dream house and have it how you want it, but also be realistic in what you can afford. Okay? I am a firm believer if you make $100,000 a year, you should not be living based on $100,000. Live based on $50,000. That's how you build wealth. That's how you make sure that if something go wrong, you not scratching and surviving, okay, at all. I said to my mom today, I was able to pay like extra on my, I splurged on bills because I'm financially stable and responsible, and I'm not out here trying to keep up with whoever else. You have to do that in order to survive in these streets. You should never plan to pay for stuff based on what you make. It should be under that. And I feel as if him saying, you know what I'm saying, we got to be sure about this now, because again, he don't want to get to a point where they can't afford this shit. Meaning they not rich. You know what I'm saying? They not rich, and he ain't gonna be poor. But again, that's what it was. With Eugene is taking testosterone shots in the ass. Okay, and Toya is the one giving the shots. Now, first I'm like, why is he taking that? I was confused. Like, what is going on here? Okay, why? But I did not know, as Eugene explained, that some men, as they get older, they lose testosterone naturally or whatever. And so they need to have a supplement for it, and that's what he's going through. And so it's like the male version of menopause. I had no idea because I'm a man. But again, I was like, oh, okay. But I don't want to do this. I'm like, you don't do shit else. Put the needle in the man's butt. Okay. Now after he took the shot, I want some sex later. Meaning that the testosterone working, he's horny now. I like Eugene explaining the reason for it. Because as he said, many men either don't know about it or don't want to admit that as they got older, they needed a little bit more or whatnot. Okay, but boom, pow, pow. We then see Simone and Cecil taking their youngest son to college, and that was the end of the episode. What I will say was them driving down as a family. And seeing Simone and Cecil in one car, and then Michael and Miles in the other car. Miles is the oldest son, Michael's the youngest. And in the parents' car, we see Simone and Cecil bringing up how the older boy, Miles, was like he did not like studying or whatever. He kind of fucked up, failed out, had to come back home. And Simone felt as if I should have checked up on him more. Even though I was doing it a lot, she just never asked him questions about, she didn't ask him the right questions. And I think the reason, as a parent, you don't know what to ask your child when they first go to college, because you assume they doing right. I'm saying, he was not. He was hiding how bad he was doing, and now he's back at home. Now they feel as if with Michael, the young one who's going off to college there, because he likes to study. He's been a great high school student that once he gets to college, he will still be great. They don't have to worry about him that much. They'll still check in on him, but again, because he's going to be there and he has coaches and whoever to be on his ass for his court because he's playing basketball. So they feel as if he has a good head on the shoulders or whatever, and he's going to be responsible and blah, 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 blah. And in the kid car, Michael, I'm happy. I'm gonna have freedom. When I'm not playing ball, I want to get a job. I don't want to be sent to school or whatever. And I was like, I hope they watch the season back and see how he was talking and realized y'all was wrong. Y'all have to watch out for him. Okay, fully. Now they also bring up how they wish that he would have went to HBCU, but they also know he really wanted to play ball, which means he wanted to play basketball, and no other school would take him except this one. Because I'm like, who moves to a predominantly racist supposedly town to go to school to play basketball? I'm like, I would not want my kid to do that, but that's on Simone and Cecil. But again, they did hope he went to HBCU, but he does bring up how he's going to make sure to join the Black Student Union because he wants to be around people like him. He also was looking to talk to all the girls. I'm like, girl, bye. And that was the whole. They dropped him off his college and they left, and that was it. Again, episode wasn't much at all. The season is starting off real slow, but we have seen previews for later on that I feel as if it should get good, but we don't know. But yeah, other than that, I'm done. I will be live tomorrow, probably for a gossip chat at 9:05. I want to talk about the Love and Marriage special. I want to talk about OG recordings and everything. I want to do all that tomorrow. I'll do all that tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I believe, is what I'm going to do. I think so. But we will be live this Thursday on my channel for the Ladies First panel. Y'all know every Thursday. Every Thursday it's us. Okay, this week's on my channel. Next week it is on, I think, Nisi. I can't remember. But be sure, okay, to like this video. Okay, like. If you have not subscribe, and make sure to come back tomorrow to chit chat about gossip shit. Or if y'all have questions, I will answer questions tomorrow. And then Thursday, come back for the Ladies First panel, because that's where my Man at First Sight review will be and stuff. Okay, we have a good little lineup for y'all, so be sure to come back. Okay. Anyway, I am done. Love you all. Like the video. Okay. Gotta go. Peace.